Tiki here, and it's been a really long while since I've done a podcast. I am terribly sorry for disappearing for so long, but I tend to be one of those kind of occasional YouTubers. But now that I actually have some time to do things and some time to prepare on the next steps in my life, I can be able to kind of just talk and share things a little bit easier. So first I'm going to go through like a different section of updates. This might be a longer podcast depending on how I feel and how much I feel like talking really. So life has been very interesting, very positive. And very recently, I believe it was the 8th, May 8th, this month, I was able to graduate. I went to my graduation for my associate's degree in the arts, and I'm so happy about it. I've made a really big accomplishment, and I tend to be really mellow about it, but I know it's something that is really great and it will help me forward in life. It means a lot to me that it's in the arts because that is what I'm most passionate towards. And arts and video games. That is my life, and that is always going to be my life, so I'm going to leave it as that. As for my goals, I hope to be able to do some personal things involving tutoring and helping my family out and kind of getting our life situated a little bit better so that way I can go to a 4-year college, and that's just going to take some time. And I've been having a lot of, how shall I say, a lot of back and forth runs, sort of, it's just a lot of kind of back and forth trying to find employment and jobs, and that's just kind of part of life. And it's really hard just graduating and knowing that it's like, hey, you really need to talk to people, you need to try over here, try over there, find something that you can use to support yourself. And that's been just kind of a struggle. I prefer being a freelance artist if possible, but until I get my art out there, I need something to help support myself, at least for the time being. Speaking about my art, I have a lot of different goals that I'm aiming for. I've done some 3D art for college purposes, and I really did enjoy making art that was 3D, so I might occasionally do something like that, but I really want to focus getting back into my stories, making art for my stories, and going back into making webcomics because I really love making webcomics. It means a lot to me, and they express my stories in a way that I craft them. And I need to practice a lot of other techniques. I need to work on backgrounds. I need to work on this and that. And I hope that maybe one day I'll be able to do that more and more efficiently. And in a way that I can be proud of it. Because I know it's really hard because you want to start really good. But part of it is putting your story out there and not being so obsessive about how good it looks. And so I want to put my story out there, not thinking about how perfect it looks, but instead about how important it is to me to share that story. So look forward to that. One of the projects I'm working on is a canoe. A canoe has been something I've been planning to do for a while. It has a lot of different I like to poke at different topics of how you perceive different parts of religion, not per se any religion, just the concepts of angels and demons and the world behind the scenes has always interested me, and those are the kinds of stories I love crafting around. As for really other stories, there's a ton of other stories I can work on, having some different comics going on. Some of them I leave them specifically alone in case we're going to be focusing on games for them instead of comics, but that's an even longer process, so we'll see how that goes. I just have a lot of concepts at the moment, but I have a decent amount that I can really just focus on getting out there, and I'm going to focus on doing that. It can be very difficult at times when you're really just thinking about like, oh, are people going to like this? It doesn't really matter. The point is making sure I project it in the way that I want it to be projected. As for other things, really, games, I'm gonna still do games occasionally. In debate with the Subnautica, I just need to tweak some things so that way it records properly because it kind of had some issues before. Same thing with the Terraria. I have some old Terraria recordings. I might just start it all over and just start from scratch because I was super hyped for that. I want to stay super hyped for that, but I want it to be something that's in recent time, not really old. I just been really busy and I didn't get time to post it, which makes me super sad. But I did finish the thumbnail for it, so I'm going to be really happy sharing that with everybody. Because I love thumbnails. I love making thumbnails. And I love making thumbnails for other people, if you didn't know that. And if you hear some typing sounds, sorry about that. It's kind of just a thing I'm doing. Okay, sorry. It's hard for me to talk and type and think at the same time. It's just a lot of work. As for choices, I kind of started building a big wish list collection wish list collection. um, and it's mostly pixel style games, story focused games, anything I'm really interested in. I love peculiar RPG games, and I'm super hyped. My dad's getting me Little Nightmares. Not something I can record, and I'm really sorry about that, but I just love games that are just so different and unique, either in art style, in story, or just how they are. And puzzle games have a soft spot in my heart. They just make me happy. And I love things that really kind of just get you invested and so forth. And so maybe I'll do some games along that pace instead for a little bit. Because it's really, I like casual and I like intense, but I gotta balance it out when I have something that's more casual and something that's more intense. Because I'm gonna invest some hours into this and then I gotta invest hours into editing. And so I want to make sure it's an enjoyable experience. Some side notes, I do plan to be doing more information on the storytellers. There is a Facebook page for that. I haven't posted there very often. I'm going to try to get more involved. I just kind of need to first sort my schedule of what projects I'm working on what days and when, and sorting my schedule can be a little bit hectic. I've just been taking a small break after the whole graduation and slowly getting out of college, and I have to make a speech. Lots of things I need to do, and I'm just trying to get things sorted out. And I do hope that, like, whoever still watches this channel, I congratulate you because you're so dedicated to this once in a while, comes around every couple months person. But I want to let you know that I've grown a lot since the first couple times I've been doing things, and my art has grown a lot, and the people I've met and the stories I've created have grown too, and they've become so big that you'd be surprised how many documents I have of a story. So I want to really thank all of the few little people who are here and who still listen, and hopefully you'll get to see this channel kind of get back into life, and maybe one day it'll be something interesting. As for, honestly, right now, I'm just kind of really happy. I've never been so appreciative. I've never been so happy to have the family that I have, and maybe one day we'll be able to sort of express, or I guess share with more the people that are subscribed to me. I'm like, I'm curious. I'm like, I want to introduce to you. I want to talk to you. I want to show that I appreciate that you're here, that you listen, and all this other stuff. And I know most of us are just really busy with life, and so I support artists and people who are creators and who still manage to share their hobby and passions here as much as I would like to. And I'm going to get better at that, I promise. So for now, I'm just gonna probably head off and start editing the video because that's what I do after the talking part. Alright, as usual, I hope I made you smile today. Bye!